Welcome to Mia's Stories. Make sure to subscribe to never miss an update, and a lucky chance to video chat with me. I had always had a crush on my best friend's mom, Mrs. Robinson. She was the epitome of a beauty, with her long flowing hair, curves in all the right places, and a smile that could melt even the coldest hearts. Every time I saw her, my heart would race, and my thoughts would wander to places they shouldn't. One day, I was over at my best friend's house, hanging out in the living room while he was upstairs grabbing something. Mrs. Robinson walked in, wearing a tight-fitting dress that hugged her every curve. She caught me staring, and a sly smile played on her lips. "Like what you see, honey," she purred, sauntering over to me. My cheeks flushed, and I stammered out a response, unable to tear my eyes away from her. Without warning, she pushed me back onto the couch, straddling me as she leaned in close. Her lips brushed against mine, sending shivers down my spine. I was in a daze, unable to resist her advances as she kissed me deeply, igniting a fire within me that I had never felt before. As Mrs. Robinson continued to kiss me, her hands began to roam over my body, exploring every inch of me. I could feel the heat building between us, the tension thick in the air as she whispered in my ear, "You're mine now, darling. I'm going to make you mine forever." I was powerless to resist as she undressed me, exposing my naked body to her hungry gaze. Her touch was electrifying, sending waves of pleasure through me as she teased and tormented me, pushing me to the brink of ecstasy. With a wicked gleam in her eye, Mrs. Robinson reached into a drawer and pulled out a set of lacy lingerie. Without a word, she dressed me in the delicate garments, transforming me from a boy into her submissive plaything. Mrs. Robinson led me to her bedroom, where she had set up a mirror so I could see myself in all my feminized glory. I was stunned by the sight, the lingerie clinging to my curves, my hair styled in a way that made me look more feminine than ever. She pushed me onto the bed, climbing on top of me as she whispered in my ear, "You're going to be my little sissy from now on. You belong to me, body and soul." I moaned in response, unable to resist her commanding presence. She took me in ways I had never imagined, opening up a world of pleasure and pain that left me begging for more. As the night wore on, Mrs. Robinson showed me the true meaning of submission, pushing me to my limits and beyond. She took me in every position imaginable, dominating me in ways that made me feel alive in a way I had never experienced before. With each thrust, each moan, I felt myself slipping further into her control, my identity shifting from a boy to a sissy under her expert hands. I was hers completely, body and soul, forever changed by the experience. As the sun rose on a new day, Mrs. Robinson looked down at me with a satisfied smile, knowing that she had feminized me forever. And as I lay there, spent and satisfied, I couldn't help but feel a sense of liberation, knowing that I had found my true self in the arms of my best friend's mum. After that fateful night with Mrs. Robinson, I found myself completely under her spell. She wasted no time in further feminizing me in ways I had never imagined. It started with subtle changes. She would dress me in increasingly revealing outfits, pushing me to embrace my newfound femininity. She taught me how to walk, talk, and act like a woman, guiding me through every step of the transformation. With each passing day, I felt more and more like a sissy under her careful tutelage, my once masculine traits fading away as she molded me into her perfect submissive. Mrs. Robinson took me shopping for makeup and lingerie, teaching me the art of seduction and allure. She showed me how to accentuate my best features, enhancing my femininity in ways that left me feeling powerful and vulnerable all at once. I found myself embracing this new side of myself, reveling in the attention and desire that came with it. Mrs. Robinson encouraged me to explore my sexuality, pushing me to new heights of pleasure and submission that I had never thought possible. As weeks turned into months, Mrs. Robinson's influence over me only grew stronger. She introduced me to other dominant women who shared her tastes, opening up a world of kinks and fetishes that I had only ever dreamed of. I found myself at the center of a web of desire and passion, surrounded by powerful women who knew exactly what they wanted and how to get it. Mrs. Robinson had transformed me into her perfect sissy, a willing and eager participant in her world of pleasure and pain. One night, Mrs. Robinson presented me with a collar, a symbol of my submission to her and her alone. As she fastened it around my neck, I felt a rush of excitement and fear, knowing that I was truly hers in every sense of the word. From that moment on, I belonged to Mrs. Robinson completely, my body and soul hers to command and control. She pushed me to new limits of pleasure and pain, showing me the depths of my desires and the heights of my submission. As I knelt before her, dressed in lace and silk, I knew that I had been forever feminized by my best friend's mom, and I wouldn't have it any other way. If you enjoyed this story and want to show your support, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Also, for every comment with 69, you could have a chance to video chat with me. Thanks for your time.